Hey guys, it's Jeremy Jallin here from On the Bubble, and as you guys wanted so very much, I am here to profile Chase Moloney's Snorlax Lugia deck, otherwise known as the Yeti, that he won 2 cities with at the Texas Marathon. Now, usually I do these deck profiles in person with like the person describing what they liked about their deck, what they didn't, and all that stuff. But we didn't have enough time in Texas to actually get this done. But he did message me everything that he thought about the deck and what he thinks about it. And it's pretty lengthy too, so you guys in for a treat. For the Pokemon line, he said it's pretty standard. He didn't have room to run 3 Thundurus, which a lot of people do. Thundurus is a big part of the deck. It is like your early game attacker. It sets up damage to where Lugia can actually like kill things for 3 prizes later on. Um, if they focus on KOing Thundurus, that means Snorlax Lugia should be alive and hit back. For Prism, which he plays 4 of, which usually you don't really like. I've seen a lot of lists with 2. Two's been like the max, but he plays 4. 4 Prism gives him the option to actually attack with Genesect and Deoxys EX. It like quiet downs a bunch of Mewtwo's. It allows Genesect to attack versus Keldeos, and it's a really interesting part about his deck. Um, and the only difference he would see changing it is if Hammers becomes big in your meta. This deck already has an okay matchup against Hammers. I mean, you can set up like 2 Thundurus and just keep Thundurus or Rain Knuckle to each other. Uh, but it's a lot easier when you play more Lightning than Prism. But he actually plays 15 Energy, and he plays 3 Lightning along with that too. So the energy is like pretty simple in that it's 40 CE, 4 Plasma, 4 Prism, which is the unorthodox part, and then 3 Lightning. With the trainers, we go to 3 Frozen City. It's definitely very helpful versus like Blastoise and any other deck that's just not Plasma. It adds damage where there's usually not, and it allows Lugia to inch closer and closer to taking those extra prizes by knocking out something that they try to attach energy to. 3 Skyla, it's just searching for yak, gives you many outs. 2 Shadow Triad is something that is different in his list. I've seen at least 3. Like 3's been like the best, I don't know, like number to play for this deck. It gets you back Plasma Energies, which are catchers for Genesect. It gets you back the Plasma Energies to attack with Lugia. It gets you back Chorus. It gets you back Frozen City. It gets you back Team Plasma Ball. It basically like is a one-trick thing in this whole deck, and he only plays 2. And I don't know, it's just due to space, I guess, that he only played 2. 3's definitely really helpful, but you can get by with 2. It's definitely one of the most important cards in the deck. He plays 3 Chorus, which is just insane late game, but it's kind of bad early game, and he's just hoping on he can like try to get Pokemon out, and his opponent will just try to get Pokemon out, so they're not as dead. One thing that's different is he plays 2 Team Plasma Balls and 1 Ultra Ball. In my list personally, I play 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Plasma Ball, so this is a lot less Pokemon search. And the 1 Ultra Ball only gives him so many outs to discard energies early on, and he'd be forced to like Juniper away some energies that he might need to attach. He's preferred this though, and Plasma Balls don't hurt the hand size, and it saves resources actually, and you could Shadow Transform back. So I think that's where he went with that way. Like it allowed him to like in a pinch get a Pokemon. And another thing, Shadow Triad, which I didn't mention, is really good. It gets Pokemon back. So you only play 2 Thundurus, you only play 2 Lugia, 2 Snorlax. You actually play like 4 of them if you want, because Shadow Triad gets those back if they're in the discard. 2 Tool Scrapper, you need it in this format. Tool Drop still things. People play Silvermere. Uh, Gets rid of G Booster, which G Booster is like the one thing that hurts this deck a lot. And it's just you have to play it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And 2 is just a good number. 4 Colors Machine, it's your basically uh, your energy resources for the deck. It allows you to charge up things faster. Now the thing that's really weird is he plays 4 Switch, along with the scramble switch. So it's five switching options, but four switch, and it's really like just I don't know, like he doesn't choose to play escape rope. He just chose to play switch. He found that he'll need these, and he doesn't want to play floatstone because there's so much Snorlax in the meta, and with floatstone you can't retreat out of block or paralyze or sleep. So he found just the fourth switch was necessary. He doesn't play escape rope because he has red signal, and anytime he would usually escape rope, he wanted to like kill the thing that was active, which I understand. I like escape rope if there's like safeguard in the meta, which there was. So I don't know, it's weird, but it definitely like has its uses. And then he plays two max potion. I played one. Brandon Smiley, who's the person who won three of the city marathon, he's played three, and Chase plays two. Uh, he says he just couldn't find room for the third, but he never really needed it that much. And it's really useful against Mirror. It's useful against Darkrai, and basically it just negates their turn, and you can just get the energy back with Thundurus. It's really, really nice in this deck. And there you have it. There's Snorlax, Lugia, Yeti, X-Lax, anything you guys want to call it. It's definitely a deck that we'll see play, but it's also a deck that can get countered a lot. There are some really hard counters to this deck, but the thing with the hard counters to this deck is they can't really do much against other things in the meta. This deck has one of the most well-rounded like matchups against the whole meta than any other deck. Um, Me personally, I like Rising Genesect Lock, and that's going to be our next deck profile too. Is the list that I and Kevin Murphy won with at Texas. But like with that deck, the reason I was doing so bad near the end is because I ran into a bunch of fire. And if I run into a bunch of fire, I just lose. Like you can't really help it. With this deck, it's like it can still play out of its bad matchups. Uh, and that's why it's such a big force in this meta. Yeah, all right, guys. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe, like this, share it. And yeah, see you guys next time.